Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Seema Gupta and today I will explain you about transportation problem. Basically the key idea behind transportation problem is to minimize the cost or the time of transportation or maximize the profits. We have two types of problems, minimization problem and maximization problem. For the minimization problem, I have already uploaded a video at my channel. You can view from there as the link is given in the description box. So in this video, we will focus on maximization problem. We have two types of maximization problem, balanced problem and unbalanced problem. To solve maximization problem, we will convert maximization problem into minimization problem, and then we will check whether the problem is balanced or unbalanced. If the problem is balanced, then go ahead to solve the problem. But if the problem is unbalanced, then convert the unbalanced problem into balanced problem and then go ahead to solve that problem. To solve maximization problem, we have three methods. I will explain you all three methods. First method is northwest corner method, and second is lowest cost entry method, and third is Vogel's approximation method. Student, I will tell you the last method and the third method, Vogel's approximation method. It is the most commonly used method. Now we will learn how to solve maximization problem by this example. In this matrix, we have to maximize the profit. Here are factories P, Q, R, and these are customers A, B, C, D. And these are demands of the customers. A customer has demand of 40 products. B customer has demand of 20 products. C customer has demand of 60 products. And D customer has demand of 30 products. So these are the demands of customers. And here we have supplies. P factory can supply 100 products. Q factory can supply 30 products. R factory can supply 70 products. So these factory can supply these products. And students, these are our profits. If P factory supply products to A customer, then we have profit of 40. Similar way, P factory can supply products to B customer, then we have 25 profit. And P factory supply products to C customer, then we have profit of 22 rupees. And P factory supply products to D customer, then we have profit of 33 rupees. In the similar way, if Q factory supply products to A, then profit will be 44. If to B, then profit will be 35. So these are our profits. We have to maximize our profits, means we have to supply the products in this way so we can satisfy the demands of all the customers and we can also maximize the profit. So now what will we do? We will solve this matrix by converting into loss matrix by subtracting each element from the highest value. So students, we will find the highest value from these matrix. You can see here 40, 44, 38. You can see which is the highest value. So we can see 44 is the highest value, as this is 40, 44, 38, 38, 38. We can see no value is highest than 44. So our highest value is 44. Now what will we do? We will subtract all these values from this 44. Like we will subtract 40 from 44. 44 minus 40 is equal to 4. 44 minus 44 is equal to 0. 44 minus 38 is equal to 6. So all values will be subtracted from this 44, and now we will get the minimization matrix. So students, this is our loss matrix, means minimization matrix. You can see we have subtracted all the values from 44 and now we have these values. You can see students, this is our unbalanced problem. As we have demands of 40, 20, 60, 30, so total of these demands are 150. And here we have supplies 100, 30, 70 and total of these supplies are 200. So 150 and 200 is not equal. So we will introduce here a dummy column 0, 0, 0 and here we will write 50. So now we have demand of 40, 20, 60, 30 and 50. Total of these demands are 200. So we can say now this is our balanced problem. Now we will solve this balanced problem by using Vogel's approximation method and we will find our allocations. So the way is we will find least value in every row. Our least value in this row is 0 and next least value is 4. We will write the difference of 0 and 4 here. And for next row, our least value is 0, next least value is also 0. Difference is 0. Our least value in this row is 0 and next least value is 6 and difference is 6. We will write all the differences here. Now we will repeat the same pattern with the columns. Here our least value is 0 and next least value is 4 and the difference in 4 and 0 is 4. We will write here 4. Our least value is 6 and next least value is 9 and the difference of 9 and 6 is 3. Our least value in this column is 14 and next least value is 16. The difference of 16 and 14 is 2. Our least value in this column is 11 and next least value is 14. The difference of 14 and 11 is 3. And least value is 0, next least value is also 0. Difference of these zeros is 0. So students, now we have all values. We will find the maximum value from here and from here. Our maximum value is 6. So we will select this row. In this row, we will find what is our minimum value. Our minimum value is 0. So we will allocate first of all this cell. This cell has demand of 50 products and supply can be 70. So we will give 50 to this column. So we can see here our this column has been satisfied. Okay students. So we can cut this column. Now we will repeat the process with the balanced row and column. We will find the least value from here. Our least value from here is 4 and next least value is 11. The difference of 11 and 4 is 7. Now our least value is 0 and next least value is 9. The difference of 0 and 9 is 9. Here our least value in this row is 6 and next least value is 6. Difference of 6 and 6 is 0. We will do the same process with column. 4, 0, 6. Our least value is 4 and next least value is 4. The difference of 0 and 4 is 4. Here we have least value is 6 and next least value is 9. So difference is 3. Our least value is 14 and next least value is 16. The difference is 2. Here our least value is 11 and next least value is 14. The difference is 3. And this column has been already satisfied. So we will find what is the maximum value. Our maximum value from this side and from this side you can see 9. Our maximum value is 9. So we will select this row. In this row we will see what is our minimum value. Our minimum value is 0. This cell has the minimum value. So we will allocate to this cell. We can see here demand is 40 but the factory can supply only 30 products. So we will give it to 30. So now this row has been fully satisfied and this column has only demand of 10. So students, we can cut this row because the demand of this row already has been satisfied. Now we will find the difference between 4, 19, 22, 11. Here our least value is 4 and next least value is 7. So the difference is 7. This row already satisfied, so we will go to next row. Our least value is 6 and next least value is 6. So the difference is 0. Here we can see our least value is 4 and next least value is 6. So the difference is 2. Here we have least value is 6 and next least value is 19. So the difference is 13. Here we have 16 and 22. The difference is 6. And here 11 and 14. The difference is 3. So now we will find the maximum value. The maximum value from this side and from this side is 13. So we will select this column. Here the demand is 20 and the supply is 70. We can allocate 20 to this cell because this cell has minimum value. We will allocate 20 here. So this column has been satisfied and this row has been also satisfied. Now we can cut this row also. So student, you can see here we have only one row left. Now we will do our allocation. We will give it to 10 so that this column is also satisfied. Now we will give 60 to this cell and 30 to this cell. 10, 60, 30 and its total is 100. Now this row has been also satisfied. Now you can see this column satisfied, this column satisfied. Now we have our all allocations. So students, now we have matrix with our allocations. We have 6 allocations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are our number of allocations. So now we will check whether the number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1 or not. If number of allocations is equal to m plus n minus 1, then go ahead to test the optimality of solution. But if number of allocations are not equal to m plus n minus 1, then do allocations so that number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1. So students, here we can see we have 3 rows P, Q, R and 5 columns A, B, C, D, dummy. So we can say m plus n minus 1 means 3 plus 5 minus 1. So 8 minus 1, 7 and 7 is not equal to 6. Means we have 6 allocations which are not equal to m plus n minus 1. So now we will do our allocation. We will select our cell with the minimum value. So student, you can see here we have 4 cells with 0 value. This cell, this cell, this cell and this cells. We have already allocations in these 2 cells. So we will ignore these cells. We will select our cell from these 2 cells, this cell and this cells. We have to select the cell which doesn't make any loop. So students, now we will check whether this cell or this cell make the loop or not. We will select the cell with no loop formation. In the loop formation, if we check with this cell, we have to move here. We can also move here. Students, you will learn here in the loop formation, we will go vertically or horizontally. Otherwise, you can't go in the diagonal way. You have to move here and you have to move here. If we move here, we can write stop here. Otherwise we can stop here or otherwise we can stop here. in unallocated cells like this cell, we can't stop here. We have to stop only in allocated cell. If we stop here, we can't go horizontally. We can't go vertically because here is no cell with the allocation. So we will move further. If we stop here, we can't go vertically because here also no allocated cell. We can go in this cell and stop here. If we stop here, we can move in this cell because allocation is here. But we can't go here because no allocation is here. So in this way, we will move further and further in only in allocated cells. So when we stop here, if we go in this line, in this row, here no allocation is done. So we can't move here. Now we will select this cell because this cell doesn't make any loop. So students, now we have number of allocations are equal to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we can move further. Here I will explain you how to check loop formation at a separate page so that you can understand in a better way. So student, this is the example. In this example, we have 3 rows and 4 columns. So we can write as m plus n minus 1, 3 plus 4 minus 1, 7 minus 1, 6. And we have allocations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 allocations. So 6 is not equal to 5. Then we have to do one more allocation so that our condition is satisfied. You can see here, in this matrix, we have 2 cells, this and this. These 2 cells have minimum value, but we have to select one cell. So we will check here loop formation. We will check whether these cells make loop or not. If the cell make loop, then we will not select that cell. But if the cell doesn't make loop, then we will select that cell. For the loop formation, the rule is here. We can go only into allocated cell, like you can go in this cell, you can go in this cell. And the second rule is we can go only horizontally like this, and we can go only vertical like this. We can't go in the diagonal way, like we can't go from this cell to this cell. In this cell, you can see, you can go here and you can stop here. If you will move here in this allocated cell, now you can move here and now you can move to starting cell. You can see students, here our loop is formed. So we can't select this cell because you can see clearly here the loop is formed. Now we will check with this cell. So here we will check with this cell. If we check with this cell, we can go in this side, or also we can go in this side. If we go to this side, then we can go here, but here no allocation. You can go this side, but you can't go here and you can't go here because these cells have no allocation. So we can see this cell doesn't make any loop form. So now we will select this cell for the allocations. This is the way how to check loop formation. Students, I will give you another example. Like you can see, this is our matrix pattern. You can assume here our values and some cells are allocated cell. Suppose you have to check with this cell. If you will check with this cell, you can go in this direction and you can go in this direction. Like if you go in this direction, you can go here and you can go here. If you will go to this cell, after then you can go here. You have to remember only this thing. You can go vertically or horizontally. You can go also in this direction. Now you can go here. And now you will move to starting cell. So student, you can see your loop formation can be like this. You have to remember only one thing. You can go horizontally or you can go vertically. You can't go like this. In this shape you can't go. You can understand. You can't go diagonally. So this is the rule of loop formations. Students, we can check with other example. Like if you can start with this cell, you can go here, then you can go in this side, then you can go in this side, then you can go in this side. Students, please clearly check. You can go only vertical or horizontally. You can go also in this side, and then you can go to starting cell. So our loop formation can be of this like. The shape of loop doesn't matter. The rule is only we can't go diagonal, like we can't go in this way. This is the wrong way. You can go only in horizontal way or only in vertical way. This is the rules of loop formation. So students, now we have one more allocation in this cell. This allocation has been done at loop formation basis. Now we will find our ui and vj values. First of all, we will write 0 as our u1 value. Students, u1 plus v1 is equal to this cell. So we have u1 is equal to 0. So v1 is equal to 4 because this plus this value is equal to this cell value. Now we have u1 is equal to 0. So we can find the value of v3 because u1 plus v3 is equal to this cell, and this cell has 22, means 0 plus v3 is equal to 22. So v3 is equal to 22. Now we will find the value of v4. u1 plus v4 is equal to 11. So v4 is equal to 11. 0 plus 11 is equal to 11. Now we have v1 is equal to 4, v3 is equal to 22, v4 is equal to 11. Now we will find u2 values. u2 plus v1 is equal to 0. This cell, u2 plus v1 is equal to this cell. u2 plus 4 is equal to 0. So we can write here minus 4 because minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. So now we have value of u2. Now we will find value of u3. For the u3 value, we will check here 0. u3 plus v5 is equal to 0. So we will write here 0 and 0. u3 0. 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Now we will calculate the value of v2. u3 plus v2 is equal to this cell value. So 0 plus 6 is equal to 6. Now we have all u1 values. u1 is equal to 0, u2 is equal to minus 4, u3 is equal to 0. And also we have all vj values. Now we will make the ui plus vj matrix like this. u1 is equal to 0, u2 is equal to minus 4, u3 is equal to 0. v1 is equal to 4, v2 is equal to 6, v3 is equal to 22, v4 is equal to 11, v5 is equal to 0. Now these cells are our allocated cells. We will calculate now value of unallocated cells like this. 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. Here we will write 0 plus 6 is equal to 6. Minus 4 plus 6 is equal to plus 2. 0 plus 22 is equal to 22. Minus 4 plus 22 is equal to 18. 0 plus 22 is equal to 22. Here we have v4 is equal to 11. u2 plus v4 is equal to this cell value. Minus 4 plus 11 is equal to 7. 0 plus v4 is equal to 1. 0 plus 11 is equal to 11. Minus 4 plus 0 is equal to minus 4. Now we have calculated all the values in the ui plus vj matrix. Now we have to calculate this matrix. These are our allocated cells and these blank cells are our unallocated cell. We will find the values for these cells, these blank cells. How to find the values? Like, this is our original matrix and this is ui plus vj matrix. We will write the difference here. Like, our value in this original matrix is 6 for this cell, and in ui plus vj matrix is 4. So we can say 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. For this cell, we will repeat the process. Here we have 19 in the original matrix and 6 in the ui plus vj matrix. So we can say 19 minus 6 is equal to 13. Here we have 9 in the original matrix and here we have 2. So we can say 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. For this cell, we have 14 in the original matrix and 18 in the ui plus vj matrix. So we can say 14 minus 18 is equal to minus 4. For this cell, we have 16 in the original matrix and 22 in the ui plus vj matrix. So we can say 16 minus 22 is equal to minus 6. Here we have 14 in the original matrix and here we have 7 in the ui plus vj matrix. So we can say 14 minus 7 is equal to 7. And then here also we have 14 and here we have 11. So we can say 14 minus 11 is equal to 3. Here we have 0 in the original matrix and here we have minus 4. So we can say 0 minus minus 4 is equal to 4. So students, you can see we have calculated this matrix. In this matrix we have all positive values but 2 values are negative. Now we have to check whether this matrix has all positive values and values greater than or equal to 0 or some negative values. If all the values are equal to or greater than 0, then it means the solution is optimal. But if here some values are negative, then we can't say that solution is optimal. We have to find most negative value, and our most negative value is minus 6. Now what will we do? We will do here loop formation. We will select our most negative value, which is minus 6. We will make loop like this. We have to select only allocated cells. You can see these are the corners of loop and these are also allocated cells. So corner of loop should be fall in allocated cell. So this is our loop. So our loop like this. Because here we have most negative value and these are the cells where we have allocations. Our corner should be fall in the cell where the cell has some allocation. So we will write here plus, minus, plus, minus. We will write like this. We will now select the minimum value. Here we have minimum value is 50. So here we will add 50. Here we will minus 50. Here we will add 50. Here we will minus 50. So 60 minus 50 is equal to 10. Plus 50 is equal to here 50. E plus 50 is equal to here 50. Minus 50 means here no value. So this is our new matrix and these are our new allocations 10, 30, 20. These allocations are same. And here the change. Here we have 60 but now we have 10. And here we have no allocation but now we have 50. This allocation look like same 30. Here we have E but now we have 50. And here we have 50 but now here we have no allocation. So this is our new matrix. Now we will calculate our ui plus vj matrix. We have already made this matrix. These are our cell values and these are our allocations. Now we will calculate the value of u1, u2, u3, v1, v2, v3, v4, v5. We will write here 0. Our u1 is equal to 0. So if u1 is equal to 0, u1 plus v1 is equal to this cell means 4. 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. Like v3, u1 plus V3 is equal to 22. So 0 plus 22 is equal to 22. Here we will write 11 as U1 plus V4 is equal to 11. So V4 is equal to 11. U1 plus V5 is equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 is equal to this cell value. Now we have U2. U2 plus V1 is equal to 0. So here we will write minus 4 because minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. Now we will calculate the value of U3. U3 plus V3 is equal to this cell. So we have V3 is equal to 22. So what will be U3? U3 plus V3 is equal to 16. So here we will write minus 6 because minus 6 plus 22 is equal to 16. So you can see we have all U values. Now we will calculate the value of V2 because U3 plus V2 is equal to 6. So minus 6 plus 12 is equal to 6. Now we have all Vj values. This is our Ui plus Vj values. Now we will make this Ui plus Vj matrix. Here we have all U1 values. 0, minus 4, minus 6. V1 is equal to 4, V2 is equal to 12, V3 is equal to 22, V4 is equal to 11 and V5 is equal to 0. These cells have allocations. So now we will calculate the value of these blank cells. These blank cells are our unallocated cells. Minus 6 plus V1 is equal to minus 6 plus 4 is equal to minus 2. 0 plus 12 is equal to 12. Minus 4 plus 12 is equal to 8. V3 is equal to 22. So minus 4 plus 22 is equal to 18. V4 is equal to 11. So minus 4 plus 11 is equal to 7. Minus 6 plus 11 is equal to 5. Minus 4 plus 0 is equal to minus 4. Minus 6 plus 0 is equal to minus 6. So these are our values in the blank unallocated cells. Now we will calculate this matrix by using original matrix and Ui plus Vj matrix. You know the method already because we already calculate this matrix. And student, these are our allocated cells. So we have to calculate only value in these blank cells. These blank cells are unallocated cells. You know how to calculate the value in these blank cells. So students, here are the values. Here we have 8. How to find 8? In the original matrix for this cell we have 6. And in the Ui plus Vj matrix we have minus 2. 6 minus minus 2 is equal to 8. For this cell in the original matrix we have 19. And here we have 12. 19 minus 12 is equal to 7. And here we have 9. And here we have 8. For this cell 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. For this cell value in the original matrix we have 14. And in the Ui plus Vj matrix we have 18. 14 minus 18 is equal to minus 4. And for this cell in the original matrix we have 14. And in the Ui plus Vj matrix we have 7. So here we have 7. 14 minus 7 is equal to 7. And for this cell in the original matrix we have 14. And in the Ui plus Vj matrix we have 5. So 14 minus 5 is equal to 9. For this cell in the original matrix we have 0 and here we have minus 4. 0 minus minus 4 is equal to 4. And for the last cell in the original matrix we have 0 but here we have minus 6. 0 minus minus 6 is equal to 4. So students, you can see here we have all positive values but one value is negative value. So students, here we can't check the optimality of solution. Here we will do the loop formation again. Here we have to check whether the all values are positive or negative or equal to 0. Whether this has all values equal to or greater than 0 or some negative value. If there are all positive values or greater than 0 values, then the solution is optimal. But if one or more value is negative value, then go ahead and do reallocation in most negative cell value. Student, so we have most negative value is -4. This is our one negative cell value. So we will start with this cell. We will check the loop like this, because this and this, these three corners have allocations. We can make the loop like this. These cells have allocations. We will make the loop here also. Now we will write here plus, minus, plus, minus. We will find the minimum value. Our minimum value is 10. So here we will write plus 10, here minus 10, here plus 10, here minus 10. Plus 10. We have already 10 in this cell value. So if we plus 10, 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. 30 minus 10 is equal to 20. Minus 10. So here we have 10. If we deduct 10 from this cell value, so nothing will be left in this cell. So here is no allocation. Here we have plus 10. So here we have 10. So students, this is our new matrix, new allocations, 20, 20. Here we have already 20, and here we will write no allocation, 10, 50, 30, 50. This is our new matrix. We will go through this matrix. So this is our matrix. Now we will calculate ui and vj values for this matrix. Now we will write u1 is equal to 0. If u1 is equal to 0, then we can find the value of v1, because u1 plus v1 is equal to this cell value. So u1 is equal to 0. 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. u1 plus v4 is equal to 11. So 0 plus 11 is equal to this cell value. 0 plus, here we can write 0, because u1 plus v5 is equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. u2 plus v1 is equal to 0. So here we can write minus 4, because minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. u2 plus v3 is equal to 14. Minus 4 plus v3 is equal to 14. So here we can write 18. Minus 4 plus 18 is equal to 14. Now we have value of v3 also. We have to calculate the value of u3 and v2. u3 plus v3 is equal to 16, means u3 plus 18 is equal to 16. So here we can write minus 2, because minus 2 plus 18 is equal to 16. u3 plus v2 is equal to 6. So here we can write 8, because minus 2 plus 8 is equal to 6. So we have all values of u1, u2, u3 and v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5. So we can make the matrix of ui plus vj matrix. We have values in the allocated cells, and these blanks are cells are our unallocated cells. We will write here u3 plus v1 is equal to this cell value. So we will write minus 2 plus 4 is equal to plus 2. 0 plus 8 is equal to 8. Minus 4 plus 8 is equal to 4. 0 plus v3 is equal to 18, because 0 plus 18 is equal to 18. And for this cell value, minus 4 plus 11 is equal to 7. Minus 2 and plus 11 is equal to this cell value, means minus 2 plus 11 is equal to 9. And for this cell, minus 4 plus 0 is equal to minus 4. Minus 2 plus 0 is equal to minus 2. Now we have value in all the cells of this ui plus vj matrix. Now we have to calculate this matrix. These are our allocated cells and these blank cells are our unallocated cells. we have to calculate for this cell value. For this cell, we will see the original matrix. Here we have 6. And in the ui plus vj matrix, here we have 2. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. For this cell, we will check the original cell value. Original cell value, we have 19. And here we have 8. 19 minus 8 is equal to 11. And for this cell, in the original matrix, we have 9. And here we have 4. 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. For this cell value, we have 22 in the original matrix. And here we have 18. 22 minus 18 is equal to 4. And for this cell value, we have 14 in the original matrix. Here we have 7. 14 minus 7 is equal to 7. And for this cell, we have 14 in the original matrix and 9 in the ui plus vj matrix. 14 minus 9 is equal to 5. And for this cell, we have 0 in the original matrix and minus 4 in the ui plus vj matrix. You can say 0 minus minus 4 is equal to plus 4. And for the last cell, we have 0 in the original matrix and minus 2 in the ui plus vj matrix. You can say 0 minus minus 2 is equal to plus 2. So students, you can see here we have all positive values. So we don't have any negative value. So we can say our solution is optimal. If we will get any negative value, then we will have to do reallocation. But now we will have all positive values. So you can say our solution is optimal. Now our problem was we have some factories and we have some customers. We have to maximize the profit. So we will write here factory names and here we will write customer names. Now we will check our allocations. We can write here customer names. Customer A, B, C, D. And these are our factories. P, Q, R. So our allocation in this cell, P factory and A customer. P factory and A customer has 20 units. Now Q factory and A customer has 20 units. Next, R factory. R factory and B customer has 20 units. And the next, Q factory. Q factory and C customer has 10 units. R factory and CU units have 50 units. P factory. P and the last customer D. These have 30 units. So students, these are our units. Now we will write the profit in this column. Now we will write profit for this cell P factory A customer. We have profit is 40. Q factory and A customer. We have profit is 44. R factory and B customer, profit is 38. Q factory and C customer, profit is 30. R factory and C customer, profit is 28. P factory and D customer, profit is 33. Now we can write by multiplying. 20 into 40 is equal to 800. 20 into 44 is equal to 880. 20 into 38 into 760. 10 into 30 is equal to 300. 50 into 28 is equal to 1400. 30 into 33 is equal to 990. And the total of these profits is 5130. So this is our maximum profit. And our sum is completed here. This is our optimal solution. So students, this is the method to solve the transportation problem. So students, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to get the notifications of my all coming videos. And please like this video if you really find it helpful. If you have any doubt or query, you can write in the comment section or send me an email at my email address. Thanks for watching this video.